Hey everyone, sorry I'm having a fair bit of phone troubles. Well, yeah, my name's Max. Again, back up in the, well, still up in the Port Botany cranes. And yeah, I'm planning to stay here as long as I can to maximise the level of just disruption that I can make with my body. And yeah, I guess I'm taking this action because yeah, there's a pretty significant amount of climate denial, and you know, yeah, that's like deeply infested the Australian state. And yeah, you know, it is going out of its way, both here on this continent and all across the world, to block the sort of actions and change that we need to see if we want to have a livable future. And yeah, I guess that's, you know, that's kind of the fundamental reason why we're doing these mobilisations. You know, there isn't, yeah, I guess, you know, the avenues for change that have been provided to us by Australia, you know, the ways that it says we can achieve justice, the electoral system, the legal system, you know, these things are not set up to deal with crisis or to you know, give just outcomes to people. They are there to protect the private right to exploit that the small group of people who are ruling this society have. And yeah, there's not much we can do about that through those systems, you know. Yeah, the more effort and time that we throw into the election cycle, the more time we spend, you know, asking nicely for politicians to listen to what we're doing, or waging court cases against governments. You know, the more we reinforce these institutions as kind of legitimate and as something that can actually deliver change. And I guess I would argue that they never really have delivered change for anyone other than the ruling bunch, and that, you know, when historically there has been gains made for workers' rights or for environmental rights or for First Nations rights, you know, it has come off the back of organised and staunch resistance to the Australian project, which is, you know, at its core, you know, working to undermine the interests of those portions of society. And yeah, I guess, like, that's, you know, that harsh reality is something that I'm sure is dawning on lots of people, particularly in younger generations, that you know, we can't wait 40 years to get rich and to get, you know, to sell our souls to the parliamentary system and then hope that somehow it delivers us some justice. You know, that there is no time for that, and that doesn't work anyway. And, you know, you see people who have tried to go down that route, you know, slowly but surely getting stuck in that system, you know, getting tied down and worn out by trying to make change from within the system. This system is designed to prevent the sorts of change that we need to protect life on Earth. It is It is not something that Australia is designed to do, is to deal with a crisis like this. We don't, like, the purpose of Australia is to guard and protect the wealth extraction operations of the rich and powerful, and it is never going to change. It is not something that it can just go, oh, maybe we shouldn't keep stuffing over the vast majority of life on Earth and most of the people and everybody else, and oh yeah, maybe we could take a bit away from the rich. You know, it doesn't do that. It can't do that, because, you know, the laws and regulations that have been set up over centuries, since Australia was initiated right here in this spot, you know, on here, you know, it has, you know, it has always been about maximizing exploitation and minimizing resistance to that program, and that's something that people need to acknowledge in their politics, and they need to move from, you know, trying to persuade those in power to do better, because they won't and they never will, and move into a space of working out how we can resist them as effectively as possible. And that's why I'm here. So I'm on this crane in Port Botany, shutting down, you know, some of Australia's most important infrastructure, because, you know, when you take this sort of action, you know, the climate crisis can start to get back in people's minds. It's crazy that it has ever left, but, you know, this sort of daunting, looming crisis is very easy to turn your eye away from it and go back to watching the cricket or whatever else you're busy doing, working for a bank or something. You know, that is easy to do, but it's not a responsible thing to do. We need people to think about the fact that this empire is expanding 3% per year, and that means it's doubling, you know, every 30 or so years in size, the amount of resources that it is taking. If we keep having a society that is dependent on growing at 2 to 3% per year, we are going to run out of planet. That is not something that can be argued with. It is sensible mathematics, and, you know, that's not, you know, we haven't got people in positions of power who are, you know, acknowledging that. And the reason we don't have them is because, you know, those positions of power are select entry only. You're only allowed to get into those positions of power if you subscribe to the narrative that Australia is pushing out, that everything is fine, that it's all good, we just got to put our heads down and be a good little Aussie battler, you know, keep on doing that and just keep letting us make shit tons of money while, you know, at your children's expense. Oh, there's quite a few people up here now. Yeah, so I guess not exactly sure how long I'll be here for, but it could be quite some time, I suppose, but who knows. No worries. This is, yeah, I guess this is not something that yeah, you know, the yeah, if we sit back and let Australia carry on with its program, it is going to consume the world, and we need to you know, keep reminding ourselves of that every day. It's a harsh reality to wake up to, but you know, that is reality, and you know, like, dwelling in that space is you know, something that can motivate action. And yeah, I guess I would encourage people to think about the way that they are responding to the crisis that is unfolding, and yeah, you know, and you know, to broaden their understandings of what a reasonable response is to decades of climate denial, and you know, an organised effort by those in control of Australia to block action on this crisis.